What's up YouTube? This is the Creative Duelist here, making decks creative since 2016. What I have for you today is my Bujin Demise deck profile. This was an update to my previous Bujin deck profile which I did. If you guys want to see that instead of the Demise video, then stop watching this video and just hop back to the other video that I made. This is just a build for more of like a competitive side of things, so you can take this to locals. You could take this to regionals, but I don't know how well you do. But anyway, let's get on to it. Also, the Demise variant works quite well with the Bujins because you're able to set up your motto, protect the king style sort of deck. But I pretty much explained that in my old video, so I'm not going to take too long. I'm going to explain the card choices very quickly. Anyway, of course you play through your motto. Your motto is your main boss monster of the deck because he's protect the king, he's very important and you want to see him first turn. Of course, 2 Mikazuchis following up being accompanied. Mikazuchi is just there for searching the Bujin spells and traps. Works well with Demise because you're able to just ditch everything with Demise and grab your Bujin spells. The only spell I play is the Bujincarnation. But anyway, next I play 2 Cranes. Crane does kind of conflict with the deck because you're playing Demise and everything it's sent, but it doesn't matter because I probably would just play the Sinyous because they're more effective in grave. But Crane is just there if you need a monster and you need to make or if you need to make a Bujincarnation live. 2 Hares to protect the Bujin monsters. 2 Turtles to protect the Bujin monsters from being targeted. Of course, the 2 Quilins. Because of how Demise works, we're able to play the 2 ratios very consistently and send them to the grave very fast. So you always have a live grave, and the last monster I play is 1 Sinyou. I probably might just cut 1 Crane and play another Sinyou. Sinyou's really good in grave. Being able to double your attack and it's basically an honest, but the damage your opponent takes is halved. Anyway, that's it for the monsters. For the spells, obviously we play triple Card of Demise. Card of Demise is so good in this deck. You're able to set everything, summon your motto, play Demise, draw more cards, set more back row, and then you're just able to, you have a solid field. You have, so say for example, you ditched Hare, you searched your Turtles, you ditched your Sinyou. You've got a solid grave, solid protection, and that's what Card of Demise is there for. Of course, sometimes without Card of Demise, the deck does kind of suffer, so that's why we play triple Pot of Duality. Very important. It helps us dig for spells and traps or anything we need. Sometimes we draw Demise, but we need the king, of course, which is your motto. Following up, we play 3 Tenkis. People probably think, oh, Tenki might be an issue. Not too much. If you've got your Yamato off, or if you don't get your Yamato in time, you can just pitch it off. You can search your Mikazuchis, or you can just pitch it off with Demise, so it doesn't hinder you or hinder your back row space, because Demise is very important and your back row is very important. 2 Carnations for consistency. Sometimes they can like Solemn your motto, and then say if you previously used a Bujin monster and banished it for its purpose, just bring everything back with Carnation, which is really nice and solid. 2 Lance to protect the Yamatos from nasty stuff, just stuff that would get rid of it. It's like Mirror Force or any odd cards that like to banish. Sometimes Lance comes in handy when you don't have the correct grave, so like the correct setup, the correct protection. Sometimes you may have Hare, but you don't have Turtle to protect from targeting, and vice versa. Of course, Foolish, Raigeki, Upstart, and Twin Twister. Twin Twister's nice. You can just play 2. Twin Twister's works in tangent if you have Demise, because then you can just you're ditching your hand anyway, so you might as well just use Twin Twister to the fullest of it. Yeah, that's it for the spells. Traps, quite simple. 3 Storming. Again, I play this because it deals with things that Bujins cannot deal. Sometimes Quilin, sometimes things can't be targeted, some things can't die by battle, so Storming comes really handy. 2 Time Space for like pendulum decks or anything that likes to swarm field, because the problem is with Bujins, they're very slow, so if you, and this deck wants to go first, so if your opponent does go off, it's very hard to come back. You need to make a solid field. For the last of the traps, I play 1 Warning, 1 Strike, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Vanities Emptiness. If I had the choice, I'd probably just play triple strikes. I don't have 2 more strikes, unfortunately. I've got the 1, but strike just says no to everything, and it's just really good against most matchups. And that's it for the traps. He also played Dimensional Barrier because, again, the deck is very slow. It works. I mean, it's very controlled. So if you don't need to make an extra deck monster, you don't have to. You literally just sit with Yamato, and Yamato just poke with Yamato for 18. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the extra deck really quickly. 3 Susanoo. He's basically your second version of Yamato, being able to use his effect in the same turn, but detach, grab something, and he just mows down monsters. 2 Kagutuschi, probably just cut this to 1. You don't even, I never make him in the Demise variant. This Susanoo I always go into. Amaterasu, he has a Demise effect as well, which is cool, but you never really make Tsukuyomi very often in this deck. And same thing with the other extra deck stuff. I'm just going to go for it relatively quick. You don't make it very often, unless the only time you make extra deck stuff is when you're losing, or when you've got complete control over the board, and you know what, I can make a Susanoo, I can attack with Yamato and Mikazuchi, and then make Susanoo, and then set up my grave, and then my back row's got my back. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. It's pretty simple. Demise decks, it's protect the king sort of style of the deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. This was just an updated video I pretty much would do. I will be uploading this probably after Christmas, or actually I might upload this on Christmas Day. See how it goes, see how I'm feeling. But yes, I will have another deck profile up as well after Christmas. But anyway, that's my deck profile.